Hey, it's Beauty Queen and welcome back to my channel. I just woke up and baby's still asleep, so I decided I'd film this video really quickly. But in today's video, I'm going to be doing the 20 question teen mum tag. I have all the questions on a piece of paper, so let's get started. 1. How old were you when you had your first child? So, I'm doing this off my daughter that was just born, but I did miscarry twins, so, just putting that out there for anyone new. So, how old were you when your child was born? I was 18 when I had her, but I fell pregnant at 17. Also, mind the random haircut that's messed up. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? The pain. The whole pregnancy was really rough for me, and throughout the whole thing I was in a lot of pain and throwing up, but I'll definitely have to say the pain, because that was just unbearable. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? Other than the fact that I think it was definitely the fact that when she started moving, I could feel it kicking and everything and moving around. That was probably the best bit for me, because it kind of put in my head that she's safe. And I could finally feel her, and I could know if something was going on. Like if her movements decreased or whatever. In your opinion, were all the things you heard about childhood accurate or way off? Heard. I kind of want to say it was a mix between the two. My whole life I've been obsessed with kids and childbirth, and I had from a young age been planning my dream labour and preparing myself for when I did get pregnant, having my dream labour and delivery. So I'd heard a lot of stories and a lot of information on it. I think it was a mix. I definitely think that when people say, oh, you'll know when you're in labour, I don't believe that. I was actually stressing out that at the end, because from about 30 weeks I was having contractions, like proper contractions, not Braxton Hicks, and I was admitted to the hospital 32 weeks. It was a big long thing, but the day I went into labour, I didn't know I was in labour. My mum had, like, my partner kind of knew, and my mum literally told me, get on the phone to your midwife now, because this isn't normal. And I should have realised, being 41 weeks on the dot, that it was labour, but I didn't. And then I messaged my midwife, and she goes, oh, you're in labour, I'm coming over. And that's when I knew I was in labour. Like, I'd been in labour all day, didn't even know. So that was way off. But also, like, if we were to do it, if all the things you heard about childbirth that, like, you thought would happen were the accurate way off, it was way off. Okay, what would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? This is one that I have thought about, and it's gonna seem mean. It is, but sort of. So when I went into hospital at 32 weeks for steroid shots, because they thought she was going to be there within 12 hours, and they also were giving me pills to stop the labour, I would not have taken those pills, because I trust the NICU team, and I feel like I would have had the labour I wanted if she'd been born at 32 weeks, and them not stop it. But that does sound horrible, but if I don't know, because if you couldn't time travel back to that moment, and I had to think about it on that day, I probably would have tried to go for a C-section earlier, because there is no way, even if I went back and redid it, my labour, that things would turn out differently. So if I had just gone for a C-section earlier in the labour process, I might not be so traumatised. If I had just decided I'm going to have a C-section and everyone was on board with that, I might not be as traumatised from my birth as I am now. What would your advice be to someone who is about to have a baby? My advice is, if you're about to have a baby, go with the flow. Because not all babies are the same. Some are easier, some are harder. Some are harder in some aspects and some are easier in others. Like, that's my daughter. She's easy in a lot of aspects. And then there's some aspects that she's just a nightmare at. Do what's right for you guys, though. Like, don't let what other people are saying to you make you do something that isn't right for your family. Because at the end of the day, you are the mum or you are the dad. And as long as your partner is happy with what you're doing, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're keeping your kids safe, obviously, like, don't forward face from, like, birth or whatever, but as long as you're keeping your family safe, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. And I wish I had had that advice from the start. Like, I'd always given it to myself, but I'd never been told it. And it made the beginning really hard. What has been the hardest thing about being a mum? Teething. My daughter is teething and sleep, but not so much sleep now, but teething. Oh my god. She's got 2 teeth coming through, and they keep coming up and down, up and down, up and down, which is normal at this age. That's normal at the beginning of teething, but it's causing her so much pain, and it is so hard because she just screams in pain. And there's not much you can do about it because she hates, like, everything. So, just listening to her scream in pain while I'm trying to calm her down, it hurts your heart. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mum? Her smile. Every morning. If she wakes me up, she comes into my bed and has a feed, and then I get up and, like, make her coffee or whatever, and then come back into her. And if she says sleep, then I just grab her when she wakes up. But whenever I see her in the morning and she locks eyes on me and I say, "Good morning, princess," the biggest smile comes over her face, and it makes it all so worth it. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mum? I don't know. Because I did look after and raise kids my whole life. So, having my own, there wasn't much difference. But I think the most surprising thing is how fast they grow out of clothes. Like, okay, I knew they grew out of clothes fast, but my girl is on a whole new level. She grows out of clothing every 6 weeks. So she is, as I'm filming this, like 3.5 months old, and already in 3 to 6 clothing. She was in newborn for 6.5 weeks, 0 to 3 for 6 weeks, and she's been in 3 to 6 for like 2 weeks. So in about 4 weeks time, I'm going to be sizing her up clothing. Though actually by the time this video's out, it's probably more like 4 weeks. So not much time if it keeps going that she'll be up in a new size. And she grows so fast, and I think that's the main, like, well, and diapers don't fit the same every single time you put them on. That was also confusing. What is the best memory you have involving your child? The best memory I have involving my child, I do not know. Again, she's only like 3.5 months because she was born on August 1st. I don't know when this video is coming up, but today is the 15th of November when I'm filming. Most rewarding thing. Oh, best memory. Maybe when she... Okay, it'll probably be when she said mum. So when she was quite young, she did say mum a couple of times and then stopped. And that was like, whoa. And then ever since then, we've been listening for words. Because she does try and say sentences and all that sort of stuff. And in the last 3 days, 3 days, she started saying mama all the time. She has started trying to say I love you and trying to say cuddle, because I love you and cuddle are what we say to her the most. And then obviously my partner calls me mum and I call him dad, so she's always caught up that I'm mum now, because my partner will go, do you want to go to mum, and then hand it to me. So I think it's definitely her trying to speak and speaking. It's like the cutest thing, even at such a young age. It might not stick, it might just be another phase where she decides no, but so far it looks like it's sticking. And then what is the most exciting milestone? Other than speaking, standing up on her own. So she started doing that so she can stand up on her own now, and she can balance, like she doesn't just flop as long as she's holding on to something. So she'll grab onto something and pull herself up and then just stand there. It's so cute. What is the worst thing your child has ever done? Face plant. Okay, so this is gonna sound so bad, but it wasn't actually off anything, but we were sitting down on the floor together and she was doing tummy time, and then she decides, I don't want to do this anymore. She slams her head on the ground. And I was like, what, child? That it scared me. What habit did you wish your child didn't have? Pulling hair. Like, I know it's part of milestones and everything, but I just wish she wouldn't pull my hair. It hurts. She's got a strong grip. What habits of theirs makes you most proud? I don't really know. She doesn't have a lot of habits. Morning coffee. That's strong too. Whew. Oh, that's really strong. I think the habit that's got me the most is probably when she puts her fingers in my mouth, because when her teeth are starting to bother her, we give her clean fingers to bite on and chew on and everything. And ever since then, she has started trying to do it to us. It's it's the cutest thing ever, even if it does hurt sometimes. Do you share any similarities with your child, both physically and personality? Well, me and her are both mini. Well, I mean, it's both. So, she's definitely a lot like me milestone-wise. I did all my milestones super early, and she's doing the same. She's a little water baby. I was a little water baby, that sort of stuff. Physically, one of the only things we actually have as a physical resemblance is hair color. My natural hair color is light brown, and that's her hair color. And her dad's a ginger. And her eyes change color like mine do, so mine change according to my mood. And I've noticed hers have changed according to her mood too, where her dad's change according to the weather, I think it is. So that's cool. Where would you like your child to be in 10 years? well, she'll be 10, so I would hope she'd be at school, or homeschooled, because I'm still contemplating homeschooling her. But in 10 years, I hope that she'll be part of some group sports that she really loves, and have hobbies that she loves, and is just a nice person, to be honest. What is something that having a child has taught you? That I don't want any more biological kids. I cannot do the newborn stage again. That is horrid. Did you imagine that you'd be a mum at the age that you became a mum? Yes, I did. My mum had me at 17. Well, I sort of didn't either. My mum had me at 17, and growing up, even as a toddler, when I didn't understand that my mum was a teen mum and everything, I would always say that I was going to be a mum at 16. My whole life, it was, I'm going to be a mum at 16. I'm going to be a mum at 16. I'm going to be a mum at 16. And I know that's bad. And then, like, I know that is bad, but that is just what I'd always thought. I always thought that I was going to be a mum at 16. And I got pregnant with the twins at 14 and miscarried them, but they would have been born when I was 15. And after that pregnancy, like, I was like, no, I'm not getting pregnant until I meet the right person. And then I didn't meet the right person until I was 17. And so I think my whole life I knew I was going to be a teen mum, but I'd always thought it was going to be 16, not 18. Describe your child in a single sentence. My child is an intelligent wee girl who has big things in her future coming her way. And last question, how have you changed as a person since becoming a mum? Since becoming a mum, I've changed in the fact that I look at everything differently now. I no longer go to the shops and see all the pretty clothing or the makeup section or anything like that and think I'm just going to go buy it like I used to. Now I actually sit there like, I don't really need that. I have that exact brand just in a different shade at home, or I have a top similar like that I'll fit into, like, once I get back to pre-pregnancy weight, and I'll actually fit it again. That money could be better spent on baby. Hair dye is a different question, but I also, I've always shopped for cheap things, but I've noticed that now I just don't really shop at all. So when I do shop, I still go really cheap. So everything I buy is for her, but when I do buy stuff for me, like hair dye, or so I could get out of my partner's clothing and get into my own, I only bought it on deals, and yeah. But yes, there's my 20 questions. This video is... Okay, now I can finish what I was actually saying, because that was really rushed. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content to do with baby and other things. And yeah, I'll link the questions in the description, so if you want to do them, you can yourself on your channel or your blog or whatever. And also leave me a comment and let me know if you're a parent when you became a parent, and if you're not, when would you like to become a parent, if at all. Alright guys, see you later. Bye. Say bye, baby. No.